Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Marvel's Runaways, Season 1, Episode 4. It is called 15. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. So, first of all, apologies, this is kind of a date later than intended. Just personal stuff and schedules kind of delayed it a bit a day. It should have been up yesterday, but here we are now. And this kind of continued on. Obviously, we had the big moment at the end of episode 3 where the body of Destiny was found and made public. So we kind of come in early on to this one where all the kids are on their Skype call. I mean, it's not Skype, but it's,
it's fake Skype.
Fake Skype. Which is funny given that they've got actual lift, which I'm sure they've referenced before.
I feel it's a sponsorship deal.
I feel it's funny to me, like, it's almost like Lyft and Uber are becoming the new Coke and Pepsi, where everyone's got a deal with one of them, but you never get like both.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm just starting to get that vibe. But of course, this is where a lot of them are starting to doubt, like, oh, this is kind of suspicious. Although Carolina somehow still thinks, oh, there must be an explanation. Our parents are not killers, or they're innocent. It's fine, they're innocent. We have to figure this out. Whereas Chase is like, now you know what? I think we should start protecting ourselves, and maybe start looking into ways to fight back against our parents should the occasion come to it. And that kind of like, much like the last episode, we kind of like splinter them all off into various sort of things that they're doing for the episode, as well as the parents having their own things again. So I guess the first one we'll kind of tackle is Alex and Nico. We actually get a flashback to the day that Nico's sister died, and there's some suspicious elements to this, where
you don't say.
Where our parents don't call the police. They stop her from doing that. A policeman does come. I mean, we find out later it's a detective, but like it's someone who they seem to know because she watches it. Nico watches it on the Alexa things that they've got all over the house, and she's like watching like who this guy is, and so like, she recognizes him later. But very suspicious. All very like, so they seem to think that either they can fix it, or B, that this is happening for really in relation to something that they've done, or whatever. Like it doesn't like it appears like a suicide, but it's like I don't know.
It doesn't seem to be. It's like, sure, it could be. She's there, but it doesn't really line up.
The game is afoot, as one might say.
Yeah, but at the same time, like Nico thinks that they've murdered her. I don't think that either. I don't think they'd kill their own kid, as evil as they are.
I think there's more to it than that. But obviously, having seen what she's seen in the last few episodes, and now Destiny's turned up dead, like definitely dead.
Yeah,
this is where she's like, no, I want to go to the police, and I want to tell them everything that we know, and go from there. And I like this. That they're addressing this. That why don't the kids just try and go to the police at some point and tell them about what's going on? Like I feel like they had to address it. I think if they never did this, we would be calling bullshit.
No, I agree. I think
on.
Though I think Alex's explanation of, hey, let's not do that because XYZ. It's like 3 reasons. Like, yeah, that's good reasons not to go to the police. You don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean his reasons aren't terrible. Like they're okay, they kind of make sense, but at the same time, I kind of get why. No, I'm going to ignore that and still go to the police. And like,
okay.
I get both sides of it. I get why he doesn't think they should do that, but because they'll obviously realize it was us that turned them in because we were the only people at the house. But at the same time, I get why she's like, no, I don't even care anymore. I don't care if they do know it's us. Like like my sister died. They might have killed her. This other girl's died. Like, how many more people have to die? Like, I need to do the right thing. Like, I get it. And at first he's like refusing to go with her because she asks, just as a friend, like, can you come so I don't have to do this alone? And he's just kind of against it. But later on, when he sees that Carolina has been helped by Gert, he's like, well, she's off doing this on her own. So even though he doesn't necessarily agree with the idea of doing it, he shows up to the police station to be with her.
Yeah.
And they're sort of fobbed around for a while. Until she recognises the detective that covered up her sister's death in some way. She sees him, and that's when she says, oh, we have to get out of here, there's something going on. And it's when they realise, oh crap, they actually, like, our parents have the police paid off, or at least some people in the police that we don't know who we can trust.
Yeah, we get that a few times. I think it was Jeffrey. They talk about how he's spoke to his people and like, okay, it's covered with the body of Destiny. It's like, it's fine, it's under control.
Oh yeah. We knew that before, but the kids didn't. So
Yeah,
like, so again, they've addressed that. Okay, they can't just go to the police. They have to go through different avenues. So, I like that. But yeah, we'll leave the last scene for later because the end of the episode. But it comes from stuff that comes from other plots. So
yeah.
we'll jump over to other characters. Chase and Carolina, you were worried about the two guys that attempted to rape her at the party and that becoming a thing with them being mad at him. Uh, it did come up.
Yeah.
It did come up. The scene wasn't particularly exciting. I'll say that. So I concur with the fears. It does seem though that we're kind of past it.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
It seems like because he leaves. Do you know what, it threw me that it was lacrosse.
Why? What did you think his sport was?
I don't know. I just assumed football. I think every time I see this on a TV show, it's always football.
Honestly, the only movie that comes to mind where it's lacrosse is American Pie. For some reason, that's the one I jumped to.
No, fair enough. It's just so rare that you see that on TV.
Yeah. Well, it's just a weird sport, and
It is. It is.
we've had this debate before where lacrosse is just this bizarre thing that we don't understand. But
I don't get. I don't really know what lacrosse is. I'll be honest.
well, it's you've got a net.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like imagine football,
It's like-
soccer, but
yeah.
instead of kicking a ball around, you're throwing a little ball in a net to each other.
Exactly. Well, I don't get it.
Hey, we could try playing this, and we think it's the best thing ever. Like, oh, this is great. We're catching things in nets.
Look, unless I'm throwing it at your head, I'm not going to be having fun.
I'd like to play the ice hockey with you.
Oh yeah, having fun.
Throw you into the glass.
Smack you with a stick.
Smack you with a
We'd get
stick.
into a brawl pretty quick, wouldn't we?
So, especially since we'd probably be on the same team. Like, why are you two fighting over there?
Just because.
Oh dear. Anyway, so what was I getting at? Oh yeah, so he's left the team, and
Yeah.
because I think I was worried they were going to keep dragging this out, and I can see them popping up again, like, but not in like a. Because now she knows, like, cause she sits him down,
Yeah.
makes him like tell her, like, you know, what happened. You need to tell me, and he's like, oh, I got there before anything really happened, and she kind of gets what he meant. So you know, we seem to be past that. I can see the other assholes though, kind of showing up in as an obstacle at some point where they're trying to get somewhere and then they jump out as the bullies and like they have to deal with them in a physical way.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
And I'm cool with that. That's just classic movie thing. That's
that
whatever.
isn't a problem for me.
Yeah. So you know, it was quick, which is nice. And I actually liked the scenes they had later. I liked it when she's like, "Hey, I'm going to take off my bracelet. Watch this," and she's like just glowing like a disco ball.
Yeah.
And you know, she's. Do you know what's funny actually? Some of the promo photos, because I was making the thumbnail for this video earlier, and some of the promo photos are from that scene, but there's no effects. There's like a light between their hands, which obviously is there for the they'll have a little light in their palms so that when the CG's put in, it looks because you have
So
to.
it's still a realistic glow.
Yeah,
on
like
the people.
just for people who are not familiar with the way effects are done, if there's like a light glow of some kind, they actually do have to hit the actor with the lights so that they look right. So the hand has to have the right shine coming through it. But it was just kind of funny. They put there was like 5 photos of this scene, but without the effects and the promo shots, which I thought were.
It's a really weird choice to put in your promo shot.
It is odd. I never picked it. Had the effect been there, I might have picked it because it was a really cool image with the effect. But without it, it was just kind of like them having their hands together. It was like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
No, that was nice. I like that they're kind of confiding in each other a little bit. They're all getting closer in some ways. Obviously, earlier on, like Gert's with her and she's helping her like steal like files off her mother's computer. And obviously he kind of like gets rid of Gert as quickly as possible. Oh, bye Gert, and just like shuts the door on her because he's there to talk to her. You know, it's funny because it's kind of a love triangle, but it's
not bothering me really, not yet, unless they play it up later more.
well, I think it's because it's clearly not a triangle. It's no. Chase is into Carolina. Carolina might be into Chase, but then Gert has a crush on Chase.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. But you can tell he doesn't dislike Gert either. He seems to like her as a friend well enough. Like
Yeah, but it doesn't seem there's anything more there.
yeah. So I think it depends where they go with it, but at least that moment was at least kind of funny. So I'm not going
Agreed.
to
Yeah.
complain about it too much. But no, because they're getting a bit close. Like the fact that Gert was helping her out, that was making them a little bit closer. Obviously, Nico and Alex got a lot of chemistry. They're getting close. So yeah, they're all kind of like getting close with someone else in the group, and it's kind of like networking a little bit. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so that gets sent to Alex because he's the techie guy. He might be able to like get through the password and whatnot.
I honestly, I think this is the first time I realized he's supposed to be this good with computers.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh yeah, Alex will unencrypt it for us. I'm like, will he? Like, what? This is the first time I've seen anything. I think outside of him being on his phone and playing Battlefront a couple of times, I've not seen him on any technology at all.
I have to, I do have to ask, like, TV shows would have you believe that every group of friends ever has one person who can do passwords and like hack into things, and
Yeah.
it's just not like I don't know anyone who. I mean, I knew people who could like write code and stuff, but no one who specifically.
Honestly, if you were going to tell me one of the group could do it, I'd have said Nico because her parents are a tech. Her mother runs a tech company. I'd say, oh, she might have picked up some stuff over the years.
I did like the small touch that in the flashback she wasn't a goth yet.
Yeah.
She was just looking kind of normal, and now she's a goth.
Yeah.
Her sister died, and she's like, okay, right, I'm going to my goth phase now.
Hey, if anything's going to start a goth phase.
Well, to be no one's born a goth. You have to choose at some point to start dressing like that. So
you do, and for most people, it's a lot less that sets them onto that.
Absolutely true. It is. It's about the right age, though. Typically,
yeah, definitely.
Your mid early teens was where you sort of decide that you are this. Like, if you go with the high school groups of the jock, the goths, the nerds, like it's usually around 13, 14. You're like, okay, no, I'm in this group. I've picked my allegiance.
Definitely.
But not that people divide that way in real life quite the same way that TV does it, but like just the idea of you kind of fit into that group by proxy.
Mm.
But anyway. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, like in my school, I felt it was pretty quite actually like that. In the groups, it was pretty clear.
Really? No, mine's.
You had all the jocks that would go out on the sports field. You'd have all the goths that would hang out around the music department. Like consistent. You'd have the nerds that would hang out by the like genuinely in the library. Like like all these. It was kind of real to me.
No, there was people who were kind of fit into these things, but especially as school went on and it got to the last couple of years, because this is the thing, on TV, right up until like graduation, people are still all in these cliques, whereas in my school, when you got to the last couple of years, it kind of felt like the divide started to fade away a little bit. It was almost like people started to get a bit more mature around that age, so people stopped kind of treating it that way.
I don't know. I think because in my school, a lot of the cliques they weren't specific to just that age set. It would be like all of the goths from like the whole school.
My school never did that.
Oh no, they were all at the music department.
Oh, that's so weird to me.
So it was like you'd have 50 of them all in this one area.
You would maybe talk to people in the year directly below you, but you would never I don't remember anyone ever hanging out with anyone who was like.
Oh no, yeah, you wouldn't at my school, but because of that, I think it didn't really. You didn't move out of it necessarily because there was such an age range there, and there was they were quite big groups.
Nah, because we got to our last year of school, I remember everyone kind of you were still in your groups of friends, but you would be quite friendly and talk to all the other people who were in different groups. Because by that time, all the real assholes had kind of left, they'd all dropped out and went elsewhere. So it was kind of all the more mature people who were kind of stuck around, and it just I don't know, it's just the way it went. Anyway, we went on a bit of tangent about.
We did, yeah. I didn't seem what you were saying true in my experience.
Oh no, obviously it just varies where you live then, I guess, but
clearly.
But no, it wasn't like that for me at all in school. But anyway, so where was I? We done chasing. We did and Carolina.
That was Nico.
We did Nico. Obviously, we're just getting to the end scene with. So he's got the little R2D2 USB stick. Of course, they're part of Disney, so they're using their licenses.
Yeah.
And he gets through it. And basically all it ends up being is a list of, he even uses the word. It's that moment in a movie when they say the name of the movie. He's like, they're all runaways. I'm like, I feel a shiver up my spine. And it's, okay, so the newest one's Destiny, but it's like, no, these people go back 15 years, which is where the title of the episode comes from. And it's like, oh, are these people all missing? Is Amy in there? Like, all these things. And, she phones up Carolina and is like, hey, your mother had this. This is what's on that. Like it's all these different people who have potentially went missing, because he googles one of them, and it's like and they don't show up, but it's basically like, well, if they're a runaway and they're like a homeless person, then
who's going to report them missing?
Exactly. So So this is where Carolina maybe at the end of the episode finally starts to maybe suspect that, you know what, maybe I've been too optimistic.
I did think it was a little strange how they used the initials that they kind of just assumed as proof, because it was like their way of convincing Carolina that this was her mother was, it says these things were per lead, and they went, oh, lead, what could that be?
To be fair, it was on her computer.
It was.
So I mean, it's not a giant leap.
It's not. I mean, but I think just in terms of that was the proof, not the list of names already, but that was the bit that convinced her. I was like, okay, really?
Still, I mean, like it adds up.
Small
like,
thing.
Yeah, it's enough small connections start to take place. Like it starts to you see the whole picture. So that sort of thing. So let's go over to sort of Molly, and then kind of Gert as well comes into this later on. So back to the raptor, the telepathic velociraptor.
Aye.
Who shows up back at the house, and Molly's having a little bit of soul searching. She's like sort of questioning, like, why does she have powers? She's like typing on her laptop. She's like, oh, was I experimented on? Did my parents have powers too? Or did, like she's sort of thinking about it. But she ends up like kicking the raptor into the ceiling because her strength kicks in, and it like makes a dent in the ceiling. And I just thought that was really funny.
It was a lot of fun watching the raptor chase her around the house.
It was good. And then Gert comes in and like, so it turns out it's just Gert. At least no one else at least tries it anyway. And the parents are surprised because the parents walk in after Gert's like calmed the raptor down and is kind of like petting it. The parents come like, oh, I guess we found a dinosaur.
Yes, because they've been out looking. Not gonna lie, some great comedy with those parents at the start of the episode.
Oh yeah, they're easily the most likable parents out of the bunch so far.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, definitely.
The line about it at the start of the episode when they're breaking bread was like, oh, we have to go find our hedgehog. We're gonna go find a hedgehog and all that stuff.
And I think it really crept me up when like they leave and Molly and Gert are like, wow, they're awful liars. And then they get outside and are like, oh yeah, I think they bought it. Oh, we're so good at this.
Yeah, we nailed that. That was great. Yeah, and they keep talking about how they're wanting to get away from the Pride because the Pride have an emergency meeting based on the Destiny news, but they don't go. They're like, nah, we're going to find our dinosaur and piss off.
We're leaving now. Like we're accelerating the plan.
But so Gert can calm it down. So we actually so the parents walk in. They put Gert back in the in our room. I wasn't going to say a cage because it's not a cage. It's like a big blast door they've got in the basement.
You mean the dinosaur?
Yeah.
You said they put Gert back in a room. Then I was like, what?
Oh, that's not what I meant. No, I meant the dinosaur.
And that's why I was really confused for a second. Then.
But so like, oh, why didn't you tell us about this dinosaur? And like, oh, we designed her for protection. And like, protection for what? Like, what would we need a dinosaur to fight off?
Most people like a burglar alarm's pretty good protection for the house. Not maybe a guard dog.
Yeah.
Not a dinosaur.
But that's when Tina shows up because Tina's had like a PI look into them because she's suspicious that they didn't show up, and she's like, hey, so you've been transferring all this money to this little place you've got out of town.
Yeah, that someone's left them. So like someone that she knew had left them.
Oh, it was the couple that died. It was Molly's parents, I think. Yeah. And she's like, oh, you've been transferring money there. Like, oh, so you're planning on leaving? And it's basically just like, oh, we know where you're going. Like, I know where you're going to end up. So if you try and run...
don't bother running. We're already ahead of you.
So yeah, that plan's gone. But you do feel a little bit bad for them when they're like, oh, crap. Like, we're never going to get to leave this stupid Pride.
Yeah. Bright side, still got a dinosaur. She doesn't know about the dinosaur.
No. I'm excited. I'm excited about Gert using that.
I can't wait for her to just get him.
Yeah.
Just sick him on him.
Yeah, I think we're building to that. I am starting to think that we might not actually run away until the end of the season now. I feel like the pace we're going, which I don't hate necessarily. I wish they weren't, but it's not a deal breaker for me.
It is a little disappointing though.
Yeah. It feels that we're maybe building to that point. Don't get me wrong, though. I appreciate that they're building to it believably in time, where it's not, in one episode they're not all just agreeing to run away. Like
I agree that it's definitely more believable, but there's a danger that it might go too long.
So Chase had one more little thing as well. He's along with preparing himself. If I was to mention Alex has got a gun. Alex got a gun from his dad's desk that he's got in his bag. And we didn't mention, of course, that the final scene that someone seems to kidnap him.
Yeah.
He goes back out to his car. Someone's lured him outside by setting off his alarm, and we end the episode with him being taken away. We kept jumping around, which is why we could get away from it. But Chase is building, and I remember this just from the art, the comic art, that he had a glove of some kind in the comics. But he's building like a glove of some kind. So
do you know what it does?
I can't remember what it does now. It's been too long. But I remember having like a big glove in the comic. But he's working on this glove. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember him having a thing. And he's building it throughout the episode. And he goes to see Carolina. He comes back and he's building it. He's in his dad's workshop and he's like, oh shit, I shouldn't be here. And his dad comes in. And he's like, oh, what's this? And he throws it to the ground. And you think, oh, he's mad that he was in here. But instead he's like, no, this is crap, but you've got an idea. What's the idea? He's actually seemingly going to help him build it.
That's it, because Chase goes, this is why I didn't tell you about it. I knew you'd react like this. And I thought that was a bit strange.
Yeah, if anything, he actually reacts like this is the first time he actually cares about what his son's doing, because it's like, oh, you're doing what I do. You're inventing something.
Right, this is what I didn't quite get this from Chase's perspective. The idea, why was it like... You know, he's been the jock. That's kind of been his role, and it's like, oh no, he's actually the inventor as well. Why would his dad, who is the inventor, not like that?
I didn't necessarily read it like that. I read it more. He thought he'd be mad that he's in his workshop doing stuff, because keep in mind he's building this glove to protect himself potentially from his parents.
Maybe, yeah, but he says this is why I never showed you this because I knew you'd react it like that. Like, you know, he's specifically talking about the glove not being in the workshop.
I guess more because he'd be judgmental, because he's always judgmental in everything he does. You know, it's like, oh, it's crap. Like, do better.
I'm with you.
Rather than, oh, you know, just, oh, mad you're inventing things.
I'm with you now.
Because he sits down, he's basically like, yeah, I'm not mad. He's kind of like, so what's the idea? What does it do? What's the name?
Yeah, he's kind of like, look, at the minute it's kind of crap because it doesn't work, clearly.
Yeah. Oh, what was the name he gave it? Oh.
It was something stupid, I remember that.
Oh, my God. Right, we're going to pause and I'm going to check the name because it was too good a name not to mention. So the name, if I'm hearing it correctly, is Fistagons.
Ah, yeah, that sounds right. Ugh.
I love it. It's great.
Ugh, no.
It's great. And I love the smirk he has in his face as he says it. He's like, Fistagons. It's like, yeah.
See, that's the point where the dad should have just slapped him. No.
Well,
Come up with a better name.
I think what I like about from his dad's perspective though is that he sits down and it's like he's excited about this because it's something he can focus on that he's not failing at. Because obviously the rest of the episode he is failing miserably at everything else he's trying to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I can achieve this. Like I can, like, you know, he's like, it's in your mind. Take me there. Like, you know, he's enthusiastic about it. He's like, oh, I can make myself feel better.
Fistigons.
Why not? Why not Fistigons? It's great because obviously at the start of the episode, he's got a woman in the back of the van and he's got a crowbar that he's hit her with. But then she's not in the van when he goes to the rest of the parade, so it's like, okay, was he imagining that again? Is he having more...
Well, at first I thought that, oh, okay, she's jumped out the back of the van while he's been going. But then he outright says, oh no, it must be another delusion. It was another delusion.
Yeah, because he openly talks about it in front of them that, oh, this must be side effects from getting malaria. Like, that's all this is. Like, I'm fine now, I'm better.
But I'm wondering, was there someone there? Does someone know about him now? Like, did someone jump out the van?
I don't know. I really don't. But yeah, so basically Tina insists that Robert go with them to get another person for a sacrifice. So they're scouring like the dodgy area of town and looking at the homeless people and like, oh, that guy looks good. He's half asleep. Let's try and get him. And they basically just get picked up by the police within like 30 seconds. Yeah. It's pathetic. But he's clearly...
Homeless guy puts up a good fight, to be fair.
Well, he does.
Maybe there's more going on with him.
What do you think, Homeless Man's going to be a big character?
I'm calling it now.
He could be. I'm not going to say no, but at least right now, that's where we are. So, but no, that was most of the appearance. Obviously, there was a little bit with Leslie and her husband Frank, where he thinks she's having an affair. Of course, we did see her get into the bed with the dying dude with the mask. She got naked and went into bed with him.
Not gonna lie, that was creepy because he looks awful.
Yeah, I know, it was creepy. I think that's the point, though.
But then she lights up. Presumably, Ellie, I think it's her.
Hmm.
You know, under the bed sheets, you know, she gets in there to warm up, and she lights up. So I wonder, is this, you know, has she passed along this power to her daughter?
I know, I can see it. But yeah, he thinks she's having an affair, and she kind of like goes, no, I've been preparing for you because you're ready to go ultra. And again, I cackled a little bit. It's ultra, very good. But no, so he thinks he's going ultra, and yeah. So, but yeah, I enjoyed this episode again. I think there was less of the parents, which I think helped a little bit. I think it's better when it's focusing on the kids.
Yeah, agreed.
And for the most part, I liked the kids what they were up to and what they were doing. Maybe there was that one tangent with Chase and the
Yeah,
Billies.
that was definitely my least favorite part. But like you said, it seems to be over now because he's just left the team, so we don't have to deal with it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was almost expecting a scene in the locker room or something after that when he's on the bus.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's just made the call there and then to.
Yeah, we just get it through context later that okay, no, that's it, and I'm happy about that because, it was kind of tedious.
Yeah. Well, it would have been tedious. I don't think it got to tedious quite yet because they dealt with it so quickly.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, all right, tedious moving on,
Yeah.
but even these scenes were boring.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's swimming along. I think it's at least. I don't think it's dipped at all. Like I feel like at the very least it's maintained the quality that it's kind of started with, more or less.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm looking forward to more dinosaur shenanigans, and I'm looking forward to the kids actually.
I'm looking forward to some actual action. Like the detective-y bits that we're doing at the minute is fine, but I'm kind of looking forward to getting past the detective stuff. And
Yeah.
once we're all on board, this is happening. What do we do? That's the stuff that I'm looking forward to.
So do you think whoever's got Alex, do you think that's a fake out? Do you think it's just his dad and he knows that he's got his gun, so he's hunted him down to grab him? Or do you think this is someone else who's grabbed him that's a bit more intimidating?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think if it's the dad, it's a lot of effort to go through when you could just wait for him to get home and go, give me
Yeah.
my gun.
Is it the corrupt detective that's been sent after him? Is it? I
Could
don't
be.
know. I'm not sure.
I honestly don't think I've got really enough to go on to guess because it doesn't really give you a lot of suspects.
No.
Like, I mean, I don't think there's anyone I can point and go, okay, it has to be them. There's no one that really seems like, okay, it's definitely that person. There's no one really obvious for it.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll
But
find out next
I'm looking
week.
forward to it though because I think it gives the kids a goal here. Get Alex back. It's something to do.
Yeah, maybe they'll all come together next week and try and get him back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that maybe being kind of what the next episode is. But assuming it's not a fake out and it's not as threatening as it seems up front.
Assuming that, yeah.
Yeah. But hey. So no, there you go. That is episode 4 of Runaways. So let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv. You can do that over there. There's links to that in the description in the corner of the video. But otherwise, that is us. So thank you once again for watching. Keep watching TV. We'll see you next time. Have you got any vanilla?